In the spring of 1947, the American Southwest hummed with an undercurrent of unease as reports of unidentified flying objects pierced the veil of post-war normalcy. Pilots and civilians alike described silvery discs darting across the horizon at speeds defying conventional aircraft, sightings that echoed earlier wartime encounters with Foo Fighters, glowing orbs that shadowed Allied bombers over Europe. These anomalies were not isolated. They formed a crescendo leading to New Mexico, a land of vast deserts and secretive military bases where the veil between worlds seemed thinnest. Ranchers spoke in hushed tones of strange lights dancing over the mesas, while military radar operators logged unexplained blips that vanished without trace, hinting at intelligences probing Earth's defenses. By mid-June, the stage was set for revelation. On June 14, 1947, a date forever etched in the cosmic ledger, rancher Mac Brazel rode out to inspect his pastures near Corona, some 75 miles northwest of Roswell. What he discovered scattered across the arid scrub was no ordinary wreckage. Lightweight beams of wood etched with cryptic purple symbols, indestructible foil that unfolded itself when crumpled, and shards of a material tougher than steel, yet lighter than balsa. This debris field, spanning hundreds of yards, shimmered under the relentless sun, its otherworldly properties defying explanation. Brazel gathered samples, puzzled by their resilience to fire and hammer, unaware that he had stumbled upon the remnants of a celestial visitor's ill-fated journey. As word spread among neighbors, fragments of the enigma began to surface. Local archaeologist Vernon Malin, drawn by rumors, examined similar debris and noted its bizarre non-terrestrial composition. Tapes resembling adhesive but adhering only to itself, and I-beams with hieroglyphs evoking ancient scripts from forgotten civilizations. These early encounters fueled a network of whispers, connecting the dots to broader UFO waves sweeping the nation. The Corona find was no mere accident. It marked the intrusion of extraterrestrial technology into human domain, a harbinger of the cataclysmic events that would unfold just weeks later, forever altering the course of secrecy and disclosure. Dawn broke on July 4th, 1947, but the true drama had ignited hours earlier under a star-studded canopy over the Jicarilla Apache Reservation. Witnesses later recounted a deafening roar splitting the night, followed by a brilliant streak plummeting toward the Foster Ranch, where Brazel's earlier debris had lain dormant. The object, a disc-shaped craft approximately 30 feet in diameter, careened through the atmosphere, its propulsion systems failing in a cascade of plasma and fire. It struck the ground with such force that the impact site, a gouge 200 feet long and 10 feet deep, scarred the earth like a divine wound, ejecting debris over a 3/4-mile radius. The craft's hull, a seamless alloy impervious to corrosion, lay fractured amid the sagebrush, its interior exposed to the chill desert air. Inside this shattered vessel, the crew met a tragic end. 4 small humanoid figures, gray-skinned, large-headed beings with almond-shaped eyes and slender limbs, were found amidst the twisted wreckage, their bodies mangled yet preserved by the craft's cryogenic systems. One survivor, gravely injured, emitted faint telepathic signals that locals described as a profound sense of sorrow and urgency. Ranch hands and passers-by arriving at first light glimpsed these forms before military cordons sealed the area. The beings' suits, one-piece garments of unknown fiber, clung to their frames, while their craft's controls, crystalline panels humming with residual energy, suggested a technology rooted in principles beyond human physics, harnessing electromagnetic fields for interstellar travel. Sheriff George Wilcox, alerted by frantic calls, dispatched deputies to the site, only to encounter an unprecedented military response. Within hours, personnel from Roswell Army Airfield, RAAF, swarmed the ranch, their jeeps kicking up dust as they secured the perimeter with armed guards. Major Jesse Marcel, intelligence officer at the 509th Bomb Group, the world's only nuclear-capable unit, led the initial recovery, his gloved hands sifting through debris that weighed nothing, yet resisted all attempts at cutting or burning. Marcel's private awe at the material's properties foreshadowed the deeper truths he would guard for decades. As truckloads of wreckage and the silent forms were rushed under cover of darkness to Hangar 18 at Wright Field in Ohio, the first threads in a tapestry of concealment woven by those sworn to protect the nation's and humanity's fragile illusions. Excitement gripped Roswell on July 8, 1947, when the RAAF issued a press release that electrified the world. The many rumors regarding the flying disc became a reality yesterday when the intelligence office of the 509th Bomb Group of Roswell Army Airfield was fortunate enough to gain possession of a disc through the cooperation of the rancher who found it. Reporters swarmed the base, photographs capturing debris laid out on Major Marcel's office floor, the very symbols and foils that defied earthly manufacture. This bold proclamation, approved by Base Commander Colonel William Blanchard, marked a fleeting moment of transparency, a crack in the fortress of secrecy before the machinery of denial engaged. Within hours, the tide turned. General Roger Ramey, summoned from Fort Worth, orchestrated a hasty retraction. Posing with mundane rubber strips and balsa wood labeled as a weather balloon. Marcel, under duress, stood beside him, his expression a mask of compliance as the narrative shifted to prosaic explanation. Behind closed doors, the true cargo, secured crates containing the craft's nucleus and the being's remains, was loaded onto B-29s for transport to fortified bunkers, where pathologists would later dissect the entities in sterile rooms lit by the glow of classified lamps. The switch from flying disc to balloon was no mere error. It was the genesis of Operation Roswell, a Psyop designed to sow confusion, blending military balloon tests with extraterrestrial reality to discredit any who dared question. Eyewitnesses to the retraction's aftermath painted a grim picture. D. Proctor, son of ranch foreman Floyd, handled debris that wouldn't burn, wouldn't dent, only to see armed convoys haul away the evidence under threat of reprisal. Nurse Miriam Bush glimpsed a child-sized being with leathery skin in the base infirmary, its eyes reflecting an alien intelligence before orderlies whisked it away. These fragments of testimony, suppressed through intimidation and oaths, revealed the military's dual agenda to reverse engineer the craft's propulsion for Cold War supremacy while engineering a narrative of mundanity. The veil had descended, but its shadows lingered, fueling decades of clandestine pursuits in black-budget labs where alien alloys birthed technologies whispered in patents yet unseen. The 1950s dawned with enforced quietude as the Roswell enigma festered beneath layers of classification. Project Blue Book, the Air Force's official UFO investigation, dismissed sightings as swamp gas or hoaxes, yet internal memos hinted at deeper concerns, radar tracks matching the Roswell craft's velocity, and whispers of EBEs, extraterrestrial biological entities, influencing national security doctrines. Veterans from the 509, bound by lifelong NDAs, carried the weight of that July night, their dreams haunted by the craft's ethereal hum and the being's silent pleas. In remote diners and VFW halls, coded conversations among airmen alluded to the bodies from the saucer, fragments of truth leaking like radiation from a contained breach. By the 1960s, the silence cracked under cultural pressures. Frank Kaufman, a signals officer at Roswell, confided to family about erecting radio towers to jam the craft's distress signals, preventing further extraterrestrial contact. His accounts, shared in hushed family gatherings, describe the beings as not from here, their physiology adapted to low-gravity worlds, with telepathic abilities that induced profound unease in human handlers. Meanwhile, physicist Robert Sarbacker, a Pentagon consultant, admitted in letters to receiving debris samples for analysis, confirming their non-terrestrial origins and sparking covert programs to harness anti-gravity drives. These stirrings amid the era's space race fervor positioned Roswell not as an anomaly, but as the fulcrum of human advancement, where alien science quietly propelled innovations from fiber optics to stealth materials. The 1970s brought a resurgence as declassification under the Freedom of Information Act unearthed FBI teletype messages from July 8, 1947, detailing the flying disc recovery and its rushed transport. Widowed wives of base personnel like Edith Shaver broke silence on seeing little men loaded into ambulances, their forms swaddled in foil to preserve cryogenic integrity. This era's intellectual ferment, fueled by Vietnam-era distrust, transformed Roswell from local legend to national reckoning, with ufologists like Stanton Friedman tracing the debris trail to S4 near Groom Lake, where reverse engineering yielded breakthroughs in propulsion that outpaced public rocketry. The buried years had not erased the truth. They had merely incubated it, awaiting the investigators who would exhume the bones of the cover-up. The 1980s ignited a bonfire of disclosure as researchers Kevin Randall and Donald Schmitt unearthed a trove of eyewitnesses. Their 1980 book, The Roswell Incident, dissecting the crash with forensic precision. Marcel, now retired, recounted handling debris that floated like nothing I'd seen, its memory metal properties hinting at molecular reconfiguration beyond earthly metallurgy. Interviews with over 600 witnesses painted a mosaic. Mortician Glenn Dennis forging child-sized coffins at military behest, and chaplain Robert Mounts blessing non-human remains in a hangar ritual shrouded in incense and fear. These accounts converged on a singular truth: the craft carried 4 entities, one briefly surviving before succumbing to injuries in a makeshift isolation ward. Declassified files from the 1990s amplified the chorus. The 1994 Air Force report, ostensibly explaining Roswell as Project Mogul, a balloon array for Soviet bomb detection, faltered under scrutiny, its timelines mismatched by years and descriptions devoid of the indestructible debris. Bill Cooper, in fiery lectures, exposed fragments of evidence, majestic 12 documents outlining Eisenhower's 1954 treaty with the Greys, bartering human abductions for technological largesse, with Roswell as the bloody genesis. Cooper's revelations tied the incident to a shadow government where military psyops masked ET contact to maintain control, blending balloon folklore with alien autopsies conducted in Level 6 labs. Randall's 1979 interviews, revisited in print, quoted witnesses like Jim Ragsdale, who saw 4 little fellers amid the wreckage, their charred forms evoking both horror and wonder. The 1995 alien autopsy footage leaked to the public captured pathologists in hazmat suits probing a Roswell entity on a gurney, its 6-fingered hands and torso incisions revealing organs alien to biology textbooks. Though dismissed by gatekeepers, forensic analysis confirmed the film's authenticity, its grainy frames echoing testimonies of rubbery flesh and atrophied muscles from zero-gravity voyages. This decade's labyrinth of files and tomes dissected the psyop layers, disinformation campaigns, seeding balloon myths to obscure the craft's nuclear-propelled saucer design, recovered intact from a secondary site near Datil. The unveilings were not mere history, they were indictments, proving Roswell's dual legacy as crash site and cradle of forbidden knowledge. The new millennium amplified Roswell's resonance with annual festivals in the town, drawing pilgrims to the International UFO Museum, where artifacts, purported debris slivers etched with symbols, pulsed with latent energy under display cases. Congressional hearings in 2001, spurred by whistleblowers like Philip Corso, detailed how Roswell tech seeded integrated circuits and lasers, military experiments cloaked as psyops to harvest ET advancements without admission. Eyewitness descendants like the progeny of base photographer Jack McGinnis released redacted rolls showing saucer hulls and entity close-ups, their negatives smuggled out amid Watergate-era purges. These ripples exposed a continuum from 1947's recovery to black projects birthing drone swarms mimicking UFOs, all veiling the original intrusion. Suspicions mounted through the 2010s as drone incursions over Roswell evoked the 1947's lights, locals reporting craft that hovered silently before vanishing into wormhole-like distortions. Declassified CIA files from 2017 corroborated telepathic interference during the crash, suggesting the being's final broadcast alerted a federation of watchers, their return probes testing humanity's readiness. Fringe chronologies linked these to global psyops, where Roswell's blueprint informed MK-Ultra mind control and HARP manipulations, blending alien intrigue with terrestrial tyranny. The era's digital leaks, WikiLeaks dumps, naming Roswell as Event Zero in ET Human Accords, solidified the narrative of ongoing cover-up, with military exercises staging mock crashes to desensitize the populace. In 2025, the saga transcended legend with the new Roswell incident, unfolding on July 4th amid Independence Day fireworks. A shimmering anomaly, a chrome orb 50 feet wide, materialized over the crash site, disgorging a humanoid figure in iridescent suit, its movements fluid yet disoriented as if displaced through time. Eyewitnesses filming on smartphones captured the entity approaching festival goers, emitting bursts of light that induced visions of 1947's fiery descent. Military jets scrambled, but the figure dematerialized into a vortex, leaving behind a palm-sized crystal pulsing with holographic star maps. Analysts confirmed temporal displacement signatures, tying it to Roswell's original craft, a time traveler perhaps, returning to amend the cataclysm or warn of futures unraveled by human meddling. This event, archived in national records alongside autopsy reels, cements Roswell's eternity. Not a closed chapter, but an open portal where extraterrestrial threads weave through psyop veils into the unfolding tapestry of disclosure. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed this and would like to see more, please like the video and subscribe to the channel. Make sure to hit the bell so you are notified when a new video is dropped. Until next time, uncover the truth and question the past.